Hi everybody, so today I'm going to be going over LeetCode problem 9, the palindrome number 1, and this one's pretty simple, so I'm just going to do it in Python, and I remember when I did this problem, I needed GPT to help me because it was a little bit difficult, but looking back now, the solution's very simple, so I'm just going to go over the problem. So, given an integer x, return true if x is a palindrome and false otherwise. So, you're giving a number like 121, and you're supposed to figure out, is this number the same when you flip it backwards? If yes, return true. If no, return false. So like for an example, 121 is still 121 when it's flipped, so that's going to be true. Negative 121 flipped is just going to be 121 negative, so it's just not true. And then 10 reads as 1, so that's going to be false. And so I think what a palindrome is then explanatory, like race car is still race car backwards. It's essentially stuff like that. And so how are we going to even check that with like a number? So the trick with that is that numbers don't flip, but we know that strings do. So the trick essentially is to just turn the number into a string so we can flip it, and then we reverse the string. Then we check, does the reverse version look the same as the original? And if yes, then we're just going to return true, and if no, we're going to return false. And let me break down the code for you guys. And what this essentially means is turn this number into a string of digits, right? So str is just string. And x underscore str, our variable, just stands for x is now a string. An example of this would be, instead of it being an integer 121, it's now just going to be a string 121. So next what we're going to be doing is we're just going to do reverse string. So I'm just going to call it reverse str is x underscore str. Essentially what this does is if we had, let's say, hello, right? We're going to output that. It'll output as... So what this essentially does is it's just going to flip the string and give it back to us. We do this so we can now compare the forward and backward versions of the string. So we can compare the original and then we can compare the reversed. And then next what we're going to do is we're going to do return. And this is just going to check if the two strings are equivalent to each other, and if it is, it's just going to return true, and if it's not, it's just going to return false. So it's essentially saying, is this number a mirror of itself? Yes, okay. No, then it's not. Submit this. Oh, now it's not. Okay. And we know that runs. And so essentially what this code does is it just takes your number, turns it into a string so that it can be flipped, and then it's going to reverse it. It checks if it's the same as before, and then if yes, it's a palindrome, and then it will return true, and if no, it's going to return false. And this is genuinely the perfect beginner problem to learn because it teaches you how to write a function, how to convert numbers to strings, how to reverse a string, how to compare two values, and then what return functions do. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if you guys need this breaking down even more, I can do it in the comments.